Dear fellow citizens, my name is Lim K. Chiao Jireh, and I'm also known as Simon Lim. People's Voice is a new political party, but we are not a stupid, irresponsible, or a troublemaker party. Now, many things have gone wrong under the present PAP government. This PAP government is a far cry from the very outstanding and competent government days under the premiership of the late Minister Mentor. When things go wrong in our country, as citizens, if we look the other way, be indifferent and adopt a could not be bothered attitude, that is not good citizenry. That is not loyalty. That is not patriotism. That is just the attitude of sheep and slave. I will give 3 examples of what have gone wrong under the PAP government, and if we are given a chance to serve as your member of parliament, what we will do differently. Singapore is a very small country with a very small population, but our COVID infection cases have already crossed 43,000. Any way one looks at those numbers, it cannot be acceptable. In a few words, they are horrific and an international disgrace. Next, the former general manager of Ang Mo Kio Town Council, Victor Wong, is now serving prison time for corruption. Ang Mo Kio constituency had 6 MPs looking after it, with the Prime Minister himself heading that constituency. They were all sleeping on their job for a very long time. To be precise, it was 2 years. In the 2 years, none of the 6 MPs realized that their former general manager, the former general manager of the town council was committing corruption. Unlike people staying at Sentosa Curve, many residents in Ang Mo Kio constituencies are working class people. So it doesn't matter whether you have a scholar MP or a general MP or even the Prime Minister himself. If they are sleeping on the job, they are sleeping on the job, and they can sleep very soundly. Lastly, CPF. I have criticized CPF issues harshly and often in the past. However, I have never criticized the merits of many CPF schemes. What upsets me the most is that a government's own promise to return to people, CPF members, their hard-earned lifelong saving at 55 years old was blatantly broken by they themselves. PAP government has enjoyed absolute majority advantage in parliament over many years. A solemn and sovereign promise given to the people should be honored. At the very least, give people a choice to either opt in and out of your scheme. And if your schemes are so good and superior, people will want to join it. But to pass law and deny people getting back their money at 55, shove that policy down people's throat, I think that's wrong. Now, if People's Voice candidates are given a choice to serve as your member of parliament, our guiding principle will always be, we will put people's first. We will put your interests first. We will never sacrifice your interests. Not only speaking up for you in parliament, we will do the right thing. We will vote the right way in your interest. I thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Prabu, and having walked the ground in visiting Pasir Ris, visiting Punggol, the neighborhoods, the estates and the heartlands. I've learned several differences as well as similarities with regards to Pasir Ris-Punggol GRC. It spans quite a big place. In Punggol, the families there are usually in their 30s and their 40s. Is a new estate, is mostly BTOs. While in Pasir Ris, the residents there are a bit older, in their 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond. While in Punggol, the town is well connected by the LRTs, while in Pasir Ris, the primary transportation internally is by feeder buses. Apart from these differences, what is the similarities of Pasir Ris as well as Punggol residents? They all bought their HDBs while the government was telling them, past governments in Singapore were telling them that the price of your HDB will not go down. HDB is a good sound investment, is a retirement egg nest, and is an asset investment as well as an asset enhancement. We have been told this, and just a short while as last year, the Minister for National Development mentioned that at the end of your 99 years, HDB would take back your flats and it would be no value to you. How could you let this be? People have worked 20, 25 or 30 years of their lives using their CPF to pay for HDB, to have a roof over their heads. A good portion of it, due to that, they are unable to retire, and they are unable to hit the minimum sum, which is year on year keep going up. Another reason is wages are not going up as well, in tandem with the minimum sum going up as well as the minimum age. So with regards to these HDB, CPF, retirement issues as well as jobs, if you want to do something about it, if you want to make a change, together we make a difference, vote for People's Voice, vote for PV. We will put your interests first, we would put people first, we would make Singapore our home again, we would take back our country, our dignity, our jobs and our future. Vote for People's Voice. I humbly request of you. Thank you.
My fellow citizens, I, Mohamed Nassir Ismail, joined the People Voice about 2 years ago and was drawn to it because of its concerns for the voiceless and those in need of help. As a member of People Voice, my colleagues and I had walked the grounds for a long time and therefore familiar with many residents. During the walkabouts and home visits, we met many people and also heard their pains and frustrations. The visits opened my eyes and mind, and I never believed that there was so much suffering in our first world nations where majority of our people led life as third world citizens. Our Singaporeans are struggling for living in the most expensive city. All lives are important and steps must be taken to alleviate their problems. Their visits to PAP MPs for assistance have mostly been attempts in vain. Pasir Ris-Punggol GRC have many young families in need of help in one way or another. Even the cries of our senior citizens have not been heard. The long time the PAPA has in power had led to incidents of complacency. We can bring about a change in Singapore. Vote for People's Voice and save our entire nations. Regain our dignity. Give us that opportunity to serve you to the best of our ability. Thank you.
An MP is supposed to be caring. He or she should have the interests of people at heart. I am Vic. I'm 38 years old and I'm a preschool teacher for 12 years. I'm born here and I grew up and I studied here all my life. I studied here from preschool to university. The education system is a very stressful one, something which we plan to change. But my main concern for today's speech is rising cost of living and the rising preschool fees. How will young families support their families when the preschool fees is so high? I'm here to advocate for free education for primary and secondary school levels. And with regards to the rising cost of living, our salaries have to increase. The PAP behave elitist. They do not understand the struggles and difficulties ordinary citizens like yourself and me go through. If I'm elected as your MP, I will fight for you. I will speak up for you based on all the social issues that have been gone unanswered for too long. So please give us a chance to serve you in Parliament. Vote for People's Voice.
My fellow Singaporeans, my name is Gilbert and I work as a career counsellor for the past 7 to 8 years. I'm 58 years old and I have a 26-year-old daughter living in Sydney. I also wrote a book, How to Survive Unemployment, and if you need a copy, you can get from me. I joined People's Voice recently and link up with Mr. Lim Tian, Mr. Leong Zian, Prabu, Simon and the rest, because they spoke at many of my events at Hom Lim Park. I've served the jobless community for close to 8 years via our NGO, transitioning.org, and conducted career counseling for close to 1,000 jobless Singaporeans. We also provide a one-off allowance of several $100s to breadwinners who have lost their jobs during the recent pandemic. The current crisis is made worse by the high influx of foreigners in our midst, as 1 out of 3 workers now in Singapore is a foreigner. The close to 500,000 foreigners comprising the PR community, and we have to compete for jobs with them aggressively. Also want to talk a bit about our elderly poor. We have regular contact with them. We provide food for them, donated by well-wishers. We must have given up to 1,000 free meals to our elderly poor. Though many have garnered government assistance of close to $500 a month through the financial assistance scheme, it's apparent that it's not enough. So many of our elderly poor have to work as cleaners in the food court, and this is not right. We hope that we can ask the government to provide a pension for elderly poor so that they do not have to work when they're retiring. If elected into government, I'll speak out for those who are poor, the underprivileged, those who are unable to have a voice. Vote for us. Vote for PV. Let us serve you, Singaporeans. Thank you.